Alright, so I've been seeing a lot of people talking about various TF2 updates not having new weapons, and a lot of people have been really disappointed about TF2 not adding new weapons. And I understand your pain, brothers. I understand. It's okay. Believe me, I want new weapons too. I want new items and new cool things to test out and make cool new loadouts with, and maybe change the face of a certain class the way we know it. But I think it's important to remember that right now, right this moment, Valve are trying to make the game a more friendly place for competitive game modes and competitive tournaments and other shit like that. They want to make the game able to support all these various competitive formats and maybe tournaments in the future. They want to bring that into the forefront. They want to make TF2 a 21st century game, because right now that's kind of all the rage. You know what I mean? We need to have games that are able to support that kind of esports thing, because that's literally the best thing in the games right now. Is everyone wants to be an esport, they want to be a pro player in a video game. That's the hot new thing right now. That's the trending topic, and for good reason. Esports are fucking awesome. I love esports. So you gotta remember, Valve is trying to make that shit happen for TF2 right now. So most likely, all of their effort right now, for all intents and purposes, and I'm hoping this is the case, should go to competitive. It should go to making the game more friendly for competitive, and that includes balancing. Now, yes, you're right. I know you're already thinking, Jimmy, all these balance changes have been fucking ass. I know. I agree. Valve has made some incredibly dog shit changes to weapons in the past few patches. I know. Believe me. But I do believe that with the new updated whitelist that's been added to all the various 6v6 formats and leagues and all that other stuff, we might be able to see Valve actually listening to people, because now they'll have data to go off of. Now, I could be over optimistic, believe me, I understand that. I try to be as optimistic as I can be with this game because I love TF2, and frankly, being pessimistic, for me at least, has never really got me anywhere. So, if you want to be pessimistic, that's okay. I'm not telling you not to be. I'm just saying, personally, I like being optimistic. So hopefully, Valve is actually trying their hardest to balance the game for a competitive standpoint, right? That's what we're hoping for. So adding new weapons, probably not a good idea, because there's already a metric fuck ton of weapons that suck. They're either A, really fucking overpowered, B, annoying and not fun to deal with, or C, sorry, alphabet's hard, C, they're bad. They're just not good. They're really underwhelming. They don't serve a purpose. They do not fit in the meta, and they get outshined by their counterparts. Now, realistically speaking, Valve wanted to make all the weapons into side grades, right? All the unlocks into side grades, situational side grades, where I think that maybe there's a counter system they maybe wanted to involve, but I don't think they did it very well, because it's kind of hard to counter in TF2. Yeah, there's soft counters, but there's no hard counters, at least for the most part. There's some hard counters. I shouldn't say there's no hard counters, that's a fucking untruth. But there's a lot more soft counters than there are hard counters, where in games Overwatch, it's mainly hard counters. You have hard counters, not soft counters. So that's the problem. How do we get all these various weapons to be balanced together? And I don't really know what exactly to do about that, because I'm not a competitive gamer. I'm not a TF2 professional boy. I'm just a boy playing pubs occasionally, trying to have fun. You know what I mean? I still love the TF2 competitive scene. I got a lot of respect for just about everyone involved, and I want them to have the game that they deserve. So that's why I try to talk about this shit as often as I can, because I want them to know, hey, even though there's people out there like me that don't really know anything about professional TF2 or competitive TF2, and don't really have the drive themselves to play competitive TF2, we still support you. We still know that you guys love this game just as much as we do, maybe even more, because you put so much time and effort into it, So, I want them to be happy too, you know what I mean? So let Valve do their thing. Let Valve try to talk to these players, because I know they have been. I know they've brought in several competitive players to come in and talk to them. Maybe not specifically about balance changes, but at the very least to talk to them and say, hey, look at what we're doing this kind of stuff. This is happening right now. You know, we're working on it. And I think that's a really good show of faith from Valve. I think that's a really good bridge to the competitive community. So let them do what they're doing. You know, yeah, we're not getting any new weapons, and it's kind of a bummer, but I don't really think we need any new weapons right now. You know, maybe later, maybe once everything's all figured out. But if Valve tries to add new weapons into a game right now, it's just going to fuck up the flow even worse. You know, there's going to be even more unbalanced weapons that are going to be messing with, you know, the gameplay and the quality of the gameplay. So let them do what they're doing. We'll see what happens. You know, maybe they'll actually be able to figure it out, and maybe they'll be able to figure out, you know, balancing all these weapons and making TF2 a completely balanced game. I'm not saying that, you know, TF2's imbalanced or anything like that. It's just that for the 6v6 format, there's a lot of problems, and we need to see those problems fixed so that it can grow and expand into a true esport. That's what I want. I want TF2 to become an esport, because just think about how fucking cool that would be. A yearly major tournament, a couple, you know, minor tournaments, you know, scattered around, growing into maybe even something as big as Dota with, you know, the international and a couple majors every year. That would be so cool. You know, that would be awesome to see for TF2. At least something like Counter-Strike, you know, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. All I'm saying is don't try to worry too much about new weapons, because right now I don't think it's the time for them. You know, we need the balance first. We need the balanced weapons. We need to make sure everything's all Gucci and the coochie. And once that happens, then we're good to go. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. But anyways, thank you all for listening to me talk about this. I know this may not be a popular opinion. I'm sorry about that. You know, I just wanted to say my piece. I still want new weapons just as much as anyone. I just think that right now is probably not the good time. You know what I mean? That's all. Anyways, thanks again. GG. Peace the fuck out.